What's up, everybody? It's Frankie here, and we're going to talk today about when to fire a client. The bees want to say hello. Heidi, say hello.
Hello.
We're in Saarbrücken here, overlooking the city, and it's Germany, so as they say, pray the gray away. So, how do you know when it's time to fire a client? And I'll tell you, when I usually talk to people in this situation where they're not sure, you need to fire that client. And it's usually kind of like an abusive relationship. Imagine there's a woman who got together with a man, and the man has a lot of money. And so she feels kind of dependent on him because he makes much money. But in other ways, he talks down to her, and he talks down to her friends and her staff. And they're very unkind, and he doesn't value her contributions in the world. Some parenting. Oop, there's a pee-pee going on over there. Some real talk, some forest pee-pee. So anyways, yeah, where were we? So imagine in this relationship, not only is he like unkind, but he's demanding and wants things done quickly, and it's never ever good enough. Well, if you got a relationship like that, other than that one little piece called the money, which is usually the number one reason why people hang on to bad clients, just let it go. And I'll give you an easy way to fire a bad client, which is to not make it their fault. I've probably been bad at this in the past. I actually remember my worst client was a doctor. I won't use her name in case she ever stumbles upon the video. I remember her and her husband wanted a lot of things for a very little amount of money, and were just really demanding and rude to my staff. And it was like, I remember one time they sent me an email, and I took 2 hours to respond, and they said something like, "This is fucking unacceptable." It was all in caps. You could see like he was like standing on his keyboard while he typed it. And they're paying me nothing, and it's never fast enough and never good enough. So one of the happiest moments of my last agency was not signing a client, but was actually letting clients like that go. And I'll tell you, it makes your life a whole lot easier. So coming back to you, how do you know when it's time to fire a client? Well, if you can't think of a reason you're staying other than money, and if you had to imagine that you would still be working with that person 5 years, 10 years down the road, would you still be doing it? Would you still be excited about that proposition? So I'll tell you, the coolest clients, the opposite of that, the ones you want actually for life, are usually like friends with money. They say thank you, they're really cool, they value you, the relationship is mutually beneficial, you actually care about them as people beyond just the business relationship that you conduct. So if you're thinking about firing a client, I'll tell you there's probably a 99% chance that you should. So here's the easy way to do it that I kind of promised you a little bit earlier and teased, which is, there's my monsters over there, we're in the forest, which is, again, to not make it their fault. You say, hey, look, I only take on projects, hoping that it'll be a win-win for both of us, and I'm really sorry, but I just kind of guessed wrong about how good of a fit we would be, and so as a result, I'm giving you this refund, and sorry about any inconvenience I caused you guys, but I just know that I always try to get into these relationships so that they end up a win-win. I hope we can still remain friends in the future. If you want to, you can silently shoot the finger. Nobody's stopping you from the old fuck you. But remember, people talk, right? And if you're really rude to one client, that's not really good for your long-term reputation. So that's what I found the easiest way to fire a client. And if you're asking the question, you should be. And the best thing you can do is just remember that if you're only hanging on for the money, which most times it is, this is a pretty abundant universe. Money is out there for you. There are more clients, there's more business, and you don't have to deal with people that you don't like. That's why you're in business for yourself, so you get to choose the people you work with. Employees are the ones who have to work with people they don't like. So hope that clears up some stuff for you guys and is helpful.